Gaurang Shah here from Geojit Financial Services. So I think we have achieved the first targets of 11,400 that we've been discussing over the last week, 2 weeks. Possibly we have the strength of moving towards 11,475, 11,500 on the Nifty spot. Given the fantastic build-up in the second half yesterday and this morning with a positive opening and staying afloat. For traders, short-term investors, my request would be that maybe closer to 11,475, 11,500 on the Nifty spot. Try to take some money off the table. There could be some top-heavy feeling and profit booking could be witnessed. But overall, since we have taken out 11,300, 11,350, which was the hurdle in terms of crossover, decisively the move has been quite pleasing. So this builds up a case for an elevated level, maybe closer to 11,600 that I have spoken earlier, and maybe higher than that. But before we go towards 11,600 and beyond, I think there could be some amount of consolidation. The one that we saw of maybe 50, 100 points for at least a week or so, 10 days, between 11,250 and 11,350. So, in effect, what I'm trying to say is that this market is building base and moving up. And more importantly, we saw front lines outperform for some days. Then for the last couple of days, we saw broader markets, that is mid cap and small cap, perform. So this market is telling you, if you look at the screen, that sectorally there is movement happening. Index-wise, large cap, mid cap, small cap, everything is contributing. So when you have this kind of a market where contribution is coming in from all the four sides, this makes you feel that elevated levels are still there to be seen. But since the move is there, there was also a prudence to maybe voice the caution that profit booking could be seen similar to what we saw earlier. So base building exercise will be again repeated between the current levels, 50, 100 points up and down. And then the next move towards 11,600 and 11,800. Dips would be definitely a great opportunity to buy. At least that is what I've been, advocating for the last many weeks that we've been speaking. And my view is that sectorally you can look at, of course, defense has outperformed. It will continue to outperform given the fact that the government has listed down a couple of more equipments that we used to import under restricted category. So you have companies like Hindustan Aeronautics, Hindustan Dynamics, BEL. You have companies like Astra Micro, Cochin Shipyard, L&T. All these, between public and private sector contribution should come through over a longer period of time. Mind you, investment into defense sector is long gestation because to make a prototype, it takes time because these are high complex equipments that these companies manufacture. Then it has to go to the Ministry of Defense and various other authorities to get it certified, and then the mass scale production starts. So you need to have a longest time horizon. But whatever steps the government is taking in terms of the great vision that the Honorable Prime Minister has spoken about, Atmanirbhar Bharat, and on 15th August as well, we heard the Honorable Prime Minister elaborate as to how the government is deciding to take this next step forward to make India self-reliant, Atmanirbhar, as all of us know about. So my view is that you will have defense performing, you will have autos which has been outperforming. In fact, not many people were bullish on autos. We spoke a couple of times on autos as well. Then you have specialty chemicals, life insurance companies. And one of the sectors that is very close to my heart is consumption, and I've spoken about it and I've elaborated it also. Now that you've seen the contribution coming in from semi-urban and rural India, I think slowly, steadily, as the effect of this, pandemic, which generated out of China, Wuhan, and is known as COVID-19 to all of us, as we see this, the recovery rate going up, death rate coming down, hopes of vaccine increasing as day goes by. My sense is that you will have this consumption support coming in from urban areas also. So you have support from semi-urban, rural, you have support from urban coming through. So consumption is something that I think is definitely going to be the spotlight in this market. And consumption, not only FMCG, consumption includes consumer durable, consumer discretionary, gems and jewelry, fast-moving consumer goods. So all these sectors is something that you should possibly keep your eyes on or have it on the radar. And of course, specialty chemicals, I think it has seen the flavor coming through, and whatever steps have been taken by the government is always supportive to this place in terms of specialty chemicals. And one sector that, of course, during monsoon season sees a slack period is cement. But that has also been buzzing very strongly, and you see the numbers from all the cement manufacturing companies, be it large cap like Ultratech, ACC, Ambuja, or be it mid cap companies like Shree Cement, Dalmia Bharat Cement, Ramco Cement, all of them, JK Lakshmi Cement, all of them have come out with such a set of numbers. And as we have the monsoon season pass through, the construction activity is definitely going to pick up. And more importantly, I think the government is speaking about some kind of consideration towards the real estate sector. We have heard that there is possibility of stamp duty being brought down in Maharashtra. Clarity is awaited. But if there is going to be some amount of stimulus given by the government to real estate sector, then being the second largest consumption sector for cement, I think this is going to be a huge benefit for cement. And not only the real estate sector, the government's construction related blueprint is also going to kick up consumption of cement. So keep your eyes over here in all these companies. And banking, of course, private sector bank much preferred. Select public sector banks can be looked at provided you have the risk appetite. Otherwise, you can look at private sector banks. Broadly speaking, I think 11,450, 11,500 will be the zone where you can possibly see some profit booking for a couple of days. But we are building up a case for the next leg up once we make a consolidation zone around about 1,500 points from the current levels where we are trading on the Nifty, and maybe about 300, 400, 500 points on the Sensex. But it is always prudent. When you're making money, it is either sensible to put a trailing stop loss at a higher level to maximize, or else if you have a low risk appetite, take money off the table. I think the second option is much better rather than taking risk in the market. Overall, the commodity market also, we've seen gold prices correct a little bit, but no great concern. On the crude oil, we are trading somewhere close to about $42.50 per barrel on the NYMEX and close to $45 on the Brent. I don't think any runaway rally over there. And rupees trading with strength as we speak, somewhere close to about 74.70 to the dollar as we speak. So possibly you can see much more strength coming on the rupee front as well, closer to maybe about 70 over 50 in the next week or 10 days. Not to forget, there is huge detailed policy that is likely to roll out from the government side in the next couple of days, given the headwinds that the economy has faced over the last 4 to 5 months since this pandemic has rolled out across the world. But I remain positive on the market, at least from a medium to long-term point of view. I am extremely positive on the market. Maybe you might see some days of profit booking, which is always very healthy and for the market and for the next leg up. Buy on dips should be the strategy, and maybe 11,450, 11,500 could be the zone where you can possibly expect some profit booking. Trade with positive bias, and buy on dips should be the strategy on the sectors that I have elaborated. Thank you, and see you again next week. Bye-bye.